Hi friends, today I'm back. Today I'm back with one more story. I wanted to discuss this story. This is the second episode. In the first episode, I discussed about the great Sachin Ramesh Tendulkar on the day he started playing for India. And today I'll be discussing about one more gentleman who is regarded as one of the best of all time, and he is in the Wisden cricketer of all time. He's also inducted in the ICC Hall of Fame, and a champion cricketer. I think you people have guessed already. He played in the time of Sachin Tendulkar, debuted just 1 year after Tendulkar, left cricket 6 years before Tendulkar. But even Tendulkar regards him as the best batsman of all time. He's very close to Tendulkar. Recently, we have seen Tendulkar's Instagram post with him playing golf together in Mumbai. We have also seen a gift in the Instagram post of Tendulkar in which he had given to him in 2013. And Tendulkar cherishes his friendship a lot, and he tells Tendulkar is the greatest he has seen. So that's the greatness of great players, their humility, and they always treat each other very specially. Yes, I'm talking about a gentleman whose name is Brian Charles Lara. Yes, he is one of the champion cricketers who have played for West Indies. He represented Trinidad and Tobago, represented Warwickshire in county cricket. He also played for a brief stint for ICL for Mumbai, and he's a great cricketer. So Brian Charles Lara, yes, when I was very small, I used to watch TV, and my cricket fantasy and the cricket love had started by then. And first time I still remember, we used to play book cricket at that time with my dad, and we used to write the names of cricketers, Frank Worrell, Vivian Richards, and at that time we used to open the chips and see the scores. And there was one name that dad had written, Brian Charles Lara. So I was very young to understand at that point of time, back in 1996, what was Lara all about. But the aura of Lara, the aura that surrounds Brian Lara, was subjected to me when it was around 1998, 1999. I used to see this Caribbean batsman swashbuckling, left-handed square cuts, pulls, and it was a tour of Australia that I still remember. Brian Charles Lara just taking the Aussies all over the park and scoring runs at will. He was a legendary batsman, and right from 1999 till 2007, I had followed very closely Brian Charles Lara's brand of cricket, and he was indeed a magnificent batsman. Whenever he used to come to the cricket pitch, he was nothing short of an entertainer, playing shots at will, taking one of the greatest bowling attack of all the time. And I still remember, and I still feel that 1990s was the kind of golden generation of bowlers. You had Wasim Akram, you had Waqar Younis, you had Shoaib Akhtar, you had very quality fast bowlers like Jason Gillespie, Glenn Magra. Then you had some quality seamers, Chaminda Vas from Sri Lanka. From India, you had Zahir Khan, you had Javagal Srinath. And definitely from New Zealand, you had Shane Bond, Shane O'Corker, Jeff Elliott, Chris Kranz, Dion Nash, and many more. So in that era, Brian Charles Lara played his cricket and he scored runs at will. When he ended and his brilliant illuminated career in 2007 World Cup, that was in the Caribbean, his team had not fared that well in that World Cup, and it was his last match against England, and he played a kind of a modest knock of 18. But we still remember what he said at the end of the game. There was a crowd in Trinidad where he played his last game in his home ground in the ICC World Cup 2007, in which India was also got knocked out very early by a spirited performance by Bangladesh. And what happened in that, Brian Charles Lara finally comes to the in front of the audience and tells, "Did I entertain?" Oh my God. A cricketer who had played his cricket with all his heart for 18 years comes out in the middle and tells, "Did I entertain for all these 18 years?" These words were enough to define Brian Charles Lara. Born in a modest family in Trinidad, his father, he was one of the 9 siblings, and his father was a very passionate man about cricket. So Lara, as you grew up in school, he used to play, as you know, in the Caribbean, the football is also taken very seriously. He used to play football as well. But his father could see the talent of the young Brian back in 1984, and he got a breakthrough in 1985 tournament, and he scored so many runs there, and he represented Trinidad in 1987. Okay, and he was scoring runs at will. So there was something special about that man, and that was a generation in which West Indies golden era of domination in test cricket was, and one day cricket or world cricket was slowly diminishing, because by that time Clive Lloyd had retired, Vivian Richards was also past his prime, said the Caribbean needed a star, a superstar who would rejuvenate Caribbean cricket, and that was the time when Brian Charles Lara broke into the scene. And 1989, he has already made his mark in the domestic cricket in the Caribbean, and he was ready for the Test cricket. So he made his debut against Pakistan in 1990. It could have been in 1989, but due to his father's untimely death, he couldn't make it out. But in 1990, Brian Charles Lara had arrived. We have seen the young Lara in 1992 Benson and Hedges World Cup that was held in Australia. We could see the flashes of that shimmering square cuts, the shimmering straight drive, long off, and the footwork, and the way he dominated. I think after Vivian Richards, few could imagine the dominance that some player could do in the middle, in the 22 yards. So it was the 1990 when Lara broke into the scene, and 1992 World Cup he had represented. But the major break came in 1994 when he scored an unbeaten 277 against Australia. He always liked Australia, and especially he liked Sydney Cricket Ground, similar with Tendulkar, in which he cherished because he scored a lot of runs against Australia in Sydney. That's the reason he named his daughter Sydney as well. So that was the time of Brian Lara. He played against all the oppositions, but the major turn kind of breakthrough came again in 1994 when he scored 370 not out by breaking the record of the great Sir Garfield Sobers. That was the highest score of Test cricket at that time, and Sir Sobers was present at the ground and he hugged Brian Charles Lara, and what was the happiness to seeing somebody from his own country breaking the record right in front of the home ground. So after that, Brian Charles Lara was scoring runs at will, and he was undoubtedly the second most valued cricketer after Tendulkar. It was like Arjun and Karna when Lara batted, and I still believe if Lara was born in India, he would have been no less a cricketer than Tendulkar because of the passion of cricket we have in our country and the amount of matches played. So Lara didn't play 200 matches as Tendulkar. He played a lot of less matches. He played around 132 odd matches, but that in which he scored 11,928 runs. And one time he was the leading scorer on Test matches for a while. The record was held for Lara around 11,928 runs, but in 2008, as you all know, in a slight flick in Mohali of Peter Siddle, Tendulkar works to the third man and he sees the Almighty and thanks, and then he becomes the highest run scorer in Test cricket. So Lara was a very modest person. He used to score runs, and at that time the 1990s West Indies team was going through a drought of runs. The 1996 World Cup, they played well, they played in the semi-finals. Lara played a major part, but when it came to cricket, the cricket was in the decline. They had got good bowlers like Courtney Walsh, Cutley Ambrose, Frankie Rose at that time. They had a very good batting lineup with Curl Hooper, Shiv Narayan Chandrapal, and by the time Ram Naresh Sarwan had also come into the scene, Weville Hines. But still, Lara was the backbone of the West Indies cricket team. And I still remember the passion in which he carried on his shoulder each time when he came to bat for West Indies. Until the time Lara was in the middle, any opposition felt that the job was not done. Because this man is very, very special. He could bat with all the batsmen. He could bat till the tail. He could bat with the tail, and he scored runs in so many situations in which West Indies were in real trouble. The most important tour of Lara's life was in Sri Lanka in 2001, when which he was facing Muralitharan. And imagine facing Sri Lanka in Sri Lanka when the ball is turning in Kandy, in Galle, in Colombo, with the spinners in both, and you have Mudaya Muralitharan, the champion bowler, just tossing up. Then you have Rangana Herath, then you have Upal Chandana. So it was not easy at that time to score runs in Sri Lanka, against Sri Lanka in the turning tracks for a Caribbean who was actually used to play fast bowling. But Lara scored 3 triple centuries in that tour, and he marked his existence again in Test cricket. One more thing that happened very important for Lara is his score of 370. It was broken by Matthew Hedden, also in Sydney against Zimbabwe, in which Hedden scored a 380. So then time it became the world's highest Test score. But champions never leave. They come back again, they erupt like a volcano, and they show why they are called the true greats of the game. It was in England, in which one match Brian Lara played one brilliant innings in which he had scored 400 not out. I was fortunate enough to watch that match in television, and I still remember batting for nearly 16 hours and scoring all those runs were not easy. And he made it the world record of 400 not out. That still is the world record in Test cricket. Another event in 1994 in which Lara scored 500 against Durham in a county match, and that is still the highest score in any sort of first class cricket for any cricketer at any point of time. So this was the greatness of Brian Charles Lara. He hung his boots in 2007 and bidding adieu to the cricket, but it was a great loss because cricket will not be seeing this swashbuckling left-hander again. So yeah, he appears in commentary as a cricket analyst now, and he gives his messages. And whenever I see Brian Charles Lara, memories come up, and it was the memories of 1990s and the memories of the childhood in which I have seen Brian Charles Lara erupt and score runs at will against all opposition. So today's episode was on Brian Charles Lara and the brilliance. I hope you people enjoyed it. Please share any memories of Brian Charles Lara you have. So yes, we watch cricket, but we really miss the great cricketer Brian Charles Lara and the way he entertained us for all those years. Thank you.